What's good, guys? Cam here, and it's been a while. I wanted to make an honest video about Players Push, and I've been wanting to do this for a long time, and I feel like now it's finally the time that I actually make a video about this. But before we get into it, I want you guys to subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow me on all social media pages, and most importantly, join my email list because you'll never know when I'm going to get cancelled. And without further ado, let us begin. Before I go through all the pros and cons, I want to give you guys like a little story on like what happened like a couple years ago. Like I would like to say it's like about 3 years ago. So a couple years ago, right, me and my friends, they're called Stay Up Late. You guys should follow them. They're awesome. They make awesome music. We have a couple songs together that's not out yet, which is going to finally be out soon. And you guys should rock with them immediately. Anyways, we were talking about Players Push, and everyone was like, even though we were getting like monthly listeners that kept lasting like months after the campaign, we felt like Players Push was overpriced and we didn't want to use it anymore. So we were talking and we were like, we're going to use this platform one more time, and if it doesn't give us the results we wanted, we're going to like do something else. And it was like, okay, we did it. So after we did it one more time, we went to bed, wake up the next morning, I woke up with my DMs like full of messages, and they were like, yo, the song blew up on Spotify, check your song. And I checked my song and I was like, wait a second, wait, my song blew up too. And we were like, well, what the hell? And then we checked our emails and they got featured into like 5 editorial playlists. I only got featured in 1. And if you guys don't know by now, that song was Bill's, and we both like ended up getting so much of streams in one day because of this. We've been featured in Discover Weekly, a whole bunch of other different playlists, and this is like the beauty of playlists, because if we hadn't like used Players Push, we probably would have never like gotten to this point right now. And now that this is done, I'm going to give you guys the pros and cons of using Players Push. Number 1, the plays are from real people. The playlists that are on Players Push are so legitimate that every time I use it, I either gain new followers, and those followers would end up streaming the song for months after a time, even after the whole campaign is over. This helps trigger the Spotify algorithm and helps to get featured on editorial playlists. Number 2, they vet curators. Whether a playlist uses bots or features a playlist that loses popularity, Players Push often regulates their curators so that they only have the best curators. Any of those that don't fit their standards end up getting removed from their platform. Number 3, the curators give valuable feedback. Sometimes the feedback the curators give might be a little bit cliche, but I've used some of those feedback to actually improve my sound, which is how I've been able to develop the way I have today. Like if you heard the songs that I've made like a couple years ago that have been featured on Players Push, it sounds completely different. Like back then I sound a little bit good, but I wasn't polished enough. But when I dropped Bills, it was one of the most polished songs I ever made. And number 4, the more you use it, the better results you're gonna get. It's kind of a con and a pro at the same time, but I've used Players Push a total of 5 times before I was featured on an editorial playlist. My biggest mistake, though, was not continuing to use Players Push for my future releases, because my friends, the same ones I talked about, right, they kept using it after their song blew up, and because they kept using it, they gained like over 10,000 streams a month for months. And even to this day, like, let me check right now, they still make about 8,000 streams monthly ever since, like, and they haven't changed that much. And it's been like 2 years since we've been using that platform. So if you keep using it, it's going to help you stay more popular on the platform a lot longer than you should be. Here are the cons. Number 1, it's kind of expensive. When I first started using Players Push, it was a little bit more affordable, but it slowly started to get more and more expensive, which I don't blame them at all because it really actually works. but this is one of the reasons why me and my friends wanted to drop them in the first place. Number 2, they mostly only have playlists for popular genres. This is a problem that isn't really Playlist Push's fault, but it's because most curators are creating playlists based on current trends. If you're doing something like hip-hop or R&B or pop rock, lo-fi, or any other current genre that's popular, you should be fine. But stuff like opera or Eurobeat, I've even seen people had difficulty like getting pitched to rock music. They're gonna have a hard time like getting the right playlist for you. And you gotta be aware of the current trends in order you gotta be able to know the current trends to be able to utilize this platform properly. Number 3, it's not going to work out well if you're not a developed artist. This is obvious, but if people are running a curated playlist with real people, then they're only going to be seeking out the best. So if you're an artist who has not found their sound yet, recorded songs that sounds like they've been recorded through a voicemail, or have sloppy songwriting, you should not be using this platform at all until you actually improve. And number 4 is results are not guaranteed. Now, while this sounds like a bad thing, it's also a good thing in a way, which is mostly because of the results. Because you're not paying based on how much plays you get. You're paying based on if the curator likes the song enough to add to your playlist, which can be discouraging, but it's better to get rejected by 30 playlists and get accepted by one playlist that's using real streams than having 50 fake playlists that's going to ruin your algorithm, which I've seen happen to thousands and thousands of artists. Overall, I think Playlist Push is a really good platform. You just need to have a budget to be able to use this properly. But for all the artists out there, if you think this is interesting, I have a discount code somewhere in the description. It's gonna give you like about 7% off, but it's gonna like help you like take some of the pricing off, and it's a really good opportunity. You should try it out. Comment and tell me if you like it. If you tried Playlist Push before, can you tell me like what do you think about it? Do you agree with what I say? Do you think I'm talking out my butt? Let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you guys on the next video. I'll try to do this more often, but we'll see. Stay awesome, everyone.
Stacking my bread up and I'm planning to change my number soon. Whole new attitude. Never showed love then, so let me remake.